Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Building Your Business right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I have a wonderful repeat guest here for the third time, Joel Salomon. Today we're going to be talking about the Money Miracles membership and what this membership means for you. And we're going to break it down for you in what the membership is for you, how the membership helps you with your miracles, and what it includes. So we're going to break that down for you. But also, I invite you to go back and look at all the other shows we've done. We've done Making Everyone Financially Free in 2021, which still applies to 2024, and a co-book that he wrote with lovely Mollie, The Infinite Love and Money, and then today, Money Miracles. So you can find all of his shows here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com by just putting in his name, Joel, Joel Salomon, Salomon. And I invite you, please, to listen to the other shows to get a rounded picture. There's also the books that he's written. The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, Mindful, and Infinite Love and Money. And you can find all those books on Amazon or here on the show page. But let's get today what today is all about. He has this special membership for you. If you are in debt or you spend more than you make, you wish to know more about stocks and in real estate investing, you want to improve your credit score, you're afraid to quit your job and do what you love, you need guidance on when to splurge and when to save, or feel stuck when it comes to money. He's been in the business a very long time and he knows what he's talking about, but it also comes from his heart. It isn't just about the cold thing of money and money for money's sake. It's about your relationship with money. How does it make you feel? And when you have a better relationship with money, your money becomes more abundant because you're approaching it in a different way. So welcome back to the show, Joel.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me. It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to be here again. Thank you.
Good to have you back here. And, there's a lot of people that talk about money and it's 6 figures and it's rah and how to make it. And, I've done enough shows over the time that people that reach those heights generally fall quite hard, and that you really do need to have a relationship, whatever it is, with money in your building, the efficacy, the why you wanting to make so much money. Is it costing anybody for you to make so much money? The ethical way, but also is it sustainable, which is something that we're always looking for, isn't it? So tell us more about your membership program that is where you have people in this membership and you help them through the steps of life.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Sarah. So yeah, I created the Money Miracles membership about 3 years ago. And the idea was to take people from wherever they are now towards financial freedom as quickly as possible. And so that's the ultimate goal. So where are you on that journey? I have actually talked to some people in the last few weeks who are already financially free. So you are not a good fit for my membership. Great. Go on your way and do good. And many are not quite there yet. So I want to help you get there. And it could be by having your money work for you.
Mm-hmm.
It could be by you having to work for your money in your business. And what I want my members to have is a consistent, predictable revenue stream. So in their business, if they have a business, so that it becomes more joyful, more fun, more easy, and they're serving people that they want to. And a lot of my members are spiritual entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
The Reiki master, the hypnotist, the energy healer, the meditation teacher, yoga teacher, life coach or health coach. These kinds of people may not have a business plan in place when they come to me. They may not have the numbers for the next 3 years for their revenues and expenses and bottom line. And so I help them put together a plan so that they can see if they're just doing what they're doing, how much they can make and how many clients they can have coming in and helping. And if they change things, what that scenario looks like. And I look at different scenarios. I call it scenarios because you're never going to get the future right. So let's look at different ways things can come to
Possibly
pass
go.
and possibly go. Exactly. So that's like in the business. And that's strategy, I would say. Now, I also teach mindset, and I probably am one of the few people out there who are teaching mindset, money mindset, and strategy processes. And so you're getting both of those in the membership in order to get towards financial freedom. So working in the business is great. And I also love working where you have your money working for you. So creating passive income opportunities. It could be a book. It could be stocks. It could be bonds. It could be real estate. It could be crypto. And what I do differently than probably any other prosperity coach out there is I say, what are you interested in? What are you excited about? Because I believe that if you're not interested and excited about it, you're unlikely to make the large amounts of money. So start where you're interested, and I'll teach you that. Right. And by the way, it's in terms, so those are the outcomes we're looking for. We're looking for people moving to financial freedom. We're looking for passive income generating ideas and processes. And then we're looking for ways for people to develop predictable, consistent revenue streams in their business. So how do we do that? How the way the membership is structured is you watch a few minutes of a video each day over a 6 to 12 month period. And the videos obviously are on money mindset. They're on the processes. They're on money manifestation techniques. And so that's what I've created. I've also asked people in my network, whenever I hear or connect with somebody who I think could add value to my membership, I ask them to record a video either with me or on their own to provide some amazing, awesome content for my members. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's not, because it's very specific for how they can help my members. So I've had somebody who's a hypnotist come on and do a audio on abundance. So you're doing self-hypnosis for 20 minutes, listening to this abundance audio file. Or there's practical things, like I have a business lender in the membership, and I asked them questions about how the different types of lending that you can do when you're an entrepreneur, and what can you access from different credit card companies or lending companies or from his company. And so he told us about how you can tap into the equity in your business as you build that up. And so that was quite interesting. And then we have people who can help the business owners with marketing, digital marketing in your business, what's working, what's not in this digital age, talking about AI and other processes. I have a mindset coach who just talked generally about mindset. I have a EFT specialist who went through the tapping to eliminate
Emotional
the money
freedom technique.
blocks. Yeah, emotional freedom technique. So we have now 32 guest experts, which are bonuses in addition to just so that this way they're not bored by listening to me 5 minutes a day over 6 to 12 months. They get access to other people. And there's an accountability partner that you're assigned. So you go through the videos with somebody else. If you have a question during the week, you can email me, but if you want to talk to your accountability partner, do that. You get points for doing all these things. And I have a reward system where you could win one of my books, you can win a free course, you could win a special audio hypnosis file, and then all the way up to free lifetime membership. So, and so it incentivizes people to be more active. And then I didn't mention one of the most Well, there's two really powerful things we didn't talk about yet. One is the weekly call. So the community comes together once a week, and I answer any question they have related to money, prosperity, abundance, manifestation, mindset, investing. And I have no idea where the call is going to go. It's just fun for me to get on the call and support the community. And sometimes we talk about manifestation techniques, which, by the way, I didn't talk about. We also have 8 specific money manifestation techniques that I found that have worked for me and my clients on one-on-one calls that I do. So let's put them in the membership. And what I say to my members is, don't do all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be this, right? It should
Yeah.
be, I say everything with grace and ease and fun.
Yeah.
So pick one or pick two, and it shouldn't be like, oh my God, I have to do this. The attitude is childlike curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it. Let's see how it works. And that's
Which
how
one fits?
which one fits you, which one resonates with you, which one aligns with your thought processes and beliefs. And so I say 1 or 2 or 3 have worked really well for me, but I may not be vibrating at the same level as you are. You may be completely aligned with a very simple technique, and that's all you need. Great. And maybe someone else is more aligned with a more complex technique. Great. But the idea is none of these should be white knuckling it, right? It shouldn't
Right.
be like, oh
Yeah.
my, I have
Well,
to do
that's what
this.
you're trying to prevent is the white knuckle, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Right.
anything
So
around money in business, or whether the business is just simply your life, right? You don't have to be in business to benefit from this. It can simply be your life. But it's if you're white knuckling it, if you're, chewing your nails, if you're feeling the gut upset because of money, right? Then that's when you definitely need the advice on how to make that money work for you, and not you working for the money and never making ends meet. Or what am I doing wrong? And then you go into the spiral of what am I doing wrong? Am I even good enough? And all of that type of thing, which does not benefit anybody, and it certainly doesn't benefit you. Instead, we need to take that step back and look at, okay, what can I apply? First and foremost, that mindset of why am I doing what I'm doing? What should I be paid for what I'm doing because it benefits? How do I make that money work for me by investment in this and that? And look at it as you would any problem of your clients, right? When you're looking at your clients' issues, you're going to go through the symptoms, you're going to go through the problem, you're going to assess what you're going to do for that client. So why can't we treat ourselves like a client when it comes to money?
absolutely. And I think the biggest issue is we're not taught
No, of course
about
not.
money growing up. So the the issues around the beliefs that we assimilate from childhood haven't been challenged
Mm,
in adulthood. So I did a masterclass last night called How to Create Money Miracles that was free. And people got on the call and we're talking about childhood beliefs. Like I was taught the only way you can generate money is to work really hard.
yeah.
And
40 hours a week, maybe more. Yeah.
right. And and that's what I was taught as well growing up. My dad, I'm sure my grandparents taught my parents, and my parents taught us, and great grandparents, and so on down the line, generation, work really, really hard. And that's how you make a lot of money. And that's what I did most of my life. And then in 2009, when I started getting paid for performance, actually 2008, when I started getting paid for performance, I still worked really, really hard in 2008. 70 hours a week because I had this mentality of if I work hard,
Yeah.
I'll make more money. Now, 2008, you may remember, was the
Crash
worst
time.
year
Yeah.
in the stock market in our generation since the Great Depression.
Yeah.
And in the US, the stock market was down 40%. And I was invested in financial companies, which were down on average 57% on
Wow.
average.
Wow.
And I managed to make a little bit of money that year and nowhere near if you looked at the hours, the dollars per
Mm,
hour, they were terrible because I was working 70 hours a week. And
yeah.
it hit me in December, towards the end of December, when I was about to get my bonus, which was minuscule, that if I continued on this route, I may not be around to see my daughters be teenagers.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so I consciously changed my way of thinking to I'm going to work smarter
Hmm.
and more productively and less hours, and let's have more fun.
Hmm.
And rule number 3 in the 9 money rules millionaires use is, can happiness buy me money? Not can money buy me
Yeah,
happiness, can
I know, no, I
happiness
know.
buy me money?
And that's where people do get it wrong, isn't it? It's like when I'm happy, I will, when I have it all, I'll be happy. If you bring your happiness into every day, it will create for you. It will
Right.
show you the abundance in life because we've got it all wrong. We think we can buy happiness. That car, that outfit, that house, that trip, that this is going to make us happy. If the happiness is not inside, I guarantee you, your happiness won't be on the outside. So you've got to A, find something you love doing that makes you happy to do it. You've got to put yourself in an environment where it is received in that joy. And then you will find that the money will come in because people are feeling those good vibrations and they want some of that.
Right. And so the 9 money rules millionaires use, my second book, is really lessons learned from my hedge fund manager days. And even I think what happened was in 2008, I was like, okay, I got it. I got to make money. Like I could get fired if I don't make money, right? I got to
Yeah.
make money for the firm. And 2009 was, let's have fun. I don't need to prove myself. Let's be
Hmm.
happy and enjoy life. And I made more money in 2009. Well, the bonus I got for 2009 was more than I'd ever made in my life,
Wow.
multiplied by 5 or 7 or 10.
Nobody
And
wants to do anything that's going to cause anxiety or that's going to feel trepidatious, that is going to feel, you know, insecure. If you're dealing with somebody and their finances, and they don't want judgment, right? They want something that speaks to their language. So very often you've got financial people that will speak in this highfalutin language, and the other person go, okay, and they don't understand a damn thing. And it's never catered to who that person is. It's just a template that they follow. So if you bring your happiness to what you're doing and why you're doing it, you automatically adjust to your client and what they need from you and show them how this can actually be a great trip, not a hard one.
right. Yeah. And I mean, there was many years during my career in corporate America that I really disliked getting up in the morning.
Hmm.
I was making a lot of money. In fact, I was making 127,000 at 28 years old.
Hmm. Back
And
then, that
today,
was a lot.
well, and today, if you inflation adjust those numbers, it's over $400,000 at 28
Wow.
years old.
Right.
And I was very unhappy. And
Mm.
I literally started looking for another job. And like my dream, what I really enjoyed doing was picking stocks and investing. So I reached out to many investors who gave me doubt. They said, "There's no way you can do this. You don't have an MBA, you don't have a master's, you don't have any experience. Forget it." Until finally, I found the guy who said to me, "Here's the path I took. I didn't get an MBA, and I'm here. So follow this path." And I did, mostly. 15 years later, having dealt with that doubt, not only from those people, but from friends and family and everyone
Mm.
who said, "What are you doing? You're making so much money at 28 years old and you're moving into another industry, doing something completely different. Why are you doing this?" And I heard that for years until eventually I achieved that dream 15 years later. And so what I teach is to pursue the dream.
Hmm.
And like I said, I eventually made multiples of what I'd ever made. And I believe because I was so happy and joyful, enjoying my day, finally not stressing and not white knuckling it.
Yeah.
Right. And then also the other rules in the book are about gratitude and belief,
Mm. Hmm.
trusting your intuition, being really grateful for where you are, and even when you're in debt, even when you're struggling, I will tell you, anyone who's watching this or listening to this is living the dream life of billions of people on this earth,
Hmm.
right? And even today, there are people, believe it or not, without water, without 3 full meals a
Yes,
day,
yes.
and they add up to over 1 billion people on this earth.
Which
So
is
you're
disgraceful at this time period in time,
right.
really.
And
Yeah,
it's not about there's not enough, by the way. There's a massive amount of
yeah,
abundance and prosperity on this earth. It's just a misallocation of resources,
exactly.
distribution. So anyway, that's an aside. The point is that whoever is watching or listening, you are living the dream life of at least 1 billion people on this earth. So what can you be grateful for, even in your struggles? Even if you're in debt, even if you're not consistently making a predictable, consistent revenue in your business, what can you be grateful for? Take 2, 3, 4 minutes in the morning, 2, 3, 4 minutes in the evening, and write in a gratitude journal what you're
Hmm.
grateful for and why. This is rule number 5 in the 9 money rules. And I preach this because it changed my life. Because 12 years ago, right before I went to sleep, I was thinking about all the things I did wrong that day and how I
Yeah.
could have done better. And then I woke up in that same state of, wow, I guess
Hmm.
I,
And a bad sleep.
in a bad sleep and like thinking about all the failures. And so 12 years ago, I read a book. It was by Sandy Forrester called How to Be Wildly Wealthy Fast. And in that book, she talked about gratitude. And so I started a gratitude practice 12 years ago. And now I go to sleep and think about all the things I'm grateful for, like Sarah for having me on her show today. And I just write these things down and why. And it changes my attitude before I go to sleep. And a funny thing, it changes my attitude when I wake up as
Exactly,
well.
exactly. Thank you for a great day and for all that I learned. And then when you wake up in the morning, thank you for allowing me to wake up. I have a day before me, right? I totally agree with that. And what does worrying do? Worrying actually consumes so much energy and it really does cripple you and it really creates illness and fog in the brain because you cannot think clearly. So we do need to download that and say, here, okay, here are the concerns. I'm putting you over there for now. I'm going to go over to joy and fill my tank up there because when I come back to concerns, I'll see them differently.
Yes, absolutely. I teach my clients worry is negative future planning. You're
Hmm.
thinking about what you don't want to happen. So flip it and think about what you do.
Yeah.
When you have your thoughts of worry, okay, that's not what I want to happen. The future isn't here yet. What
Hmm.
if, it is another great book, What If All Goes Right?
Hmm.
What if
Yeah.
all goes right? Forget the author's name, but what if all goes right? Like we play this game. We've played this after I read the book last January. We started playing this game in my membership. So we have like an intention seat. I don't want to call it a hot seat. We have an intention seat. So okay, you have a challenge in your business. You have a challenge in your money situation, and then we all jump in and we play. What if all goes right?
Yeah.
And we're not taught this at all growing up, are we? We're
No,
taught
God, no,
about
God.
what if
No.
things go wrong? Like,
Yeah. Prepare
make
for the
sure,
for the worst.
right?
That's
Like,
what we're taught.
right, bring the umbrella.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your umbrella with you just in case. There's a 20% chance of rain. Bring the umbrella. Don't talk to strangers. That,
Hmm.
1% or 0.1% could be an evil person, but
Yeah.
that's what we were
So we
taught.
don't talk to all 99%. Yeah, I know.
Right, exactly.
There's another book that I find is very, very pertinent, and it changed my life when I read it, and it's Who Moved My Cheese by
Yes, yeah.
Johnson Spencer and Spencer Johnson. And what I loved about that, because I'm also a True Colors coach, which is your key personality traits. And what I loved about that is clearly the personality traits were in there, but so many people are afraid of change. And when you identify which character you are from this book, because it's about two men and two mice that live around abundance of cheese, and one day the cheese is gone and it's their reaction. Sniffy and Scurry go sniffing and scurrying around looking for more cheese, and Hem and Ha are like, well, where is the cheese? What are we going to do? And then Ha eventually realizes they're starving and goes looking, and Hem is there going, give me back my cheese. Who do I sue? I'm not moving until you give me back my cheese. But darling, the cheese is gone, you know? And it helps to identify which persona you are, because that will show how open you are to the changes you need to apply in order to move forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, change is really important. I think a lot of my members come in to the membership with an idea that they know they need to change. They don't know exactly where they need to change, because I will say this: if your money situation isn't where you want it to be, then there are some habits, there are some beliefs, there are some thoughts that are not serving you.
Hmm.
And so, and some processes and strategies probably as well. But foundationally, it's mindset, money mindset first, then it's manifestation techniques, and then it's strategy and processes. And we didn't really talk much about manifestation, but what's blown me away in the last 3 years since we launched is the amount of money that members have manifested. And I decided when I'm a numbers guy, as you can tell. And so when we launched, I decided that I would keep track. And so every week I asked members in the email and in the weekly calls, so what's new? What new monies have come in? And we are now up to almost $2.2 million US of money that members have manifested. That's over $70,000 a person
Hmm.
on average. And it's, some people are just, they've progressed so much in the last 3 years. So one woman last month said, emailed me. It was she wasn't on the call. She emailed me and said, just want to update you on my money manifestations. 139,000 came in this week.
Hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
139,000? How? What? Like, you got
Yes.
to explain. You can't just put that in an email and just
Right,
leave it
exactly. I
there.
want to know more. But people get manifestation mixed up. If they think it's like an Amazon delivery, or I'm manifesting this and I want it delivered, and they think they can sit back and do nothing. In the manifestation is, how do you want to feel? That's what you're giving. The universe works by energetic fields. It picks up on frequency. How do you want to feel? So put yourself in a state of meditation or a state of focus of how you want to feel and what will make you feel that way. Right? That's the feeling you put out in manifestation. That's what the universe picks up on. And then it will show you, if you're willing and open and ready to receive and partake, it will show you the path and how to make it. So it's not about, I want a car, I want a this, I want a that. It's or I want to be top this and top that. That's a false illusion. From the heart, what are you wanting to achieve? And when you truly do feel it and you send that frequency out, that is what's being received. But it will also receive negativity if that is what you're putting out. So be careful what you are manifesting. But it's got to come from the heart.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's feeling first, manifestation second.
Hmm.
And I'll also define manifestation as a
Hmm.
surprise amount of money that came in. It's not like some people ask me, and people still I still get questions on my weekly call. So I've been working with this client for the last 3 weeks. They sign up for my program. I don't view that as a money manifestation.
Hmm.
What I will view as a money manifestation is 3 years ago, you talked to somebody, they said, no, I'm not interested. You haven't talked to them in 3 years. They reach out to you and this week and say, hey, I'm signing up, give me the link, I'm ready. That's a money manifestation. So a surprise amount of money. And you did some
Seeding.
work,
Seeding. Hmm.
right? You took some action. And what's changed, I believe, over the 3 years is your vibration, right?
Yes.
You're now
Yes.
vibrating. You join the membership. You're vibrating in a different level of frequency, where I say the highest frequency is love, joy, passion,
Kindness.
gratitude, appreciation, which is the same vibration as abundance and prosperity,
Hmm.
right? And so you can't get here from here. Like, if you're vibrating in worry and sadness and
Yeah.
fear, and I know it sound, okay, the physical reality is not great for you.
Right.
You know, whoever's listening to this, the physical reality may not be like beautiful. And you can move away from physical reality. Spend more time pretending
Mm-hmm.
and
Scenarioing.
scenarioing. Look at, yeah, do that kind of work and then take action from that place of joy,
Yeah.
from that place of happiness and passion and gratitude and appreciation, and watch things flow. Because that's what's going on in the membership. That's why we're almost at 2.2 million in 3 years, because people are vibrating at a different level than they were when they joined a year or two or three ago. And
And the
so,
thing is about that too is some make people think, it used to be, I want to be a millionaire. A million doesn't get you far these days. So people, I want to be a billionaire. Um, you've got to understand what you will sacrifice if you don't play the right game, to get that billion. And is it going to make you happy? The big question we need to ask ourselves is, why do we want this? Do we really need that billion? Am I wanting to increase my income by X, Y, and Z? Not have tax take it all, but enough to a cushion my life, enough to save for my senior years, please. I, there's a whole book coming out on this. I've forgotten seniors because people it didn't so many seniors today can't afford to live. They didn't realize they would not be in at that stage. And to put that money aside to invest in things and have that cushion for a holiday, for going to do things that you want to do. Maybe that's all you need. Not everybody has to swing for the chandelier, right? So I think it's like when you are manifesting, the why around it is, what do you want to get out of this? And I want to feel we can go out for dinner, we can buy this, we can go on a trip without worrying about money. And really, isn't that really what we all want? We don't want to worry about the money.
right. So the why is really important. I completely agree. You know, feeling that feeling of freedom,
Yes.
right? And then acting from a place of service, I think is really important,
Hmm.
as opposed to acting from a place of getting people into my program,
Right.
right? So for me, it's like I have a massive desire, burning desire to help people become financially free. I know that these processes work, and I don't want to try, like, I know if I have to like pull hairs to get you in, that's not going to work either, because
No.
your belief level is not here. Starting, like, I can work on changing your belief, but I want you to come in believing, because the people I've worked with that have been the most amazing manifestors in my one-on-one coaching and in my membership have been the ones who came in believing that it was going to work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like I
And put everything into it.
right, because, well, yeah, they do the work because they believe,
Yes.
and they trust that the work plus the mindset and the belief is going to get them to where they want to be. I had a client who knew nothing about stocks the beginning of this year, but she wanted to learn my 5-step stocks range, which is also, it's in the Money Rules. It's also in, I have a whole series of videos as a bonus in the membership to teach people my 5-step stock screen. And so it's in there. And she was doing my one-on-one coaching program, and she knew nothing about stocks, but she found a stock that went up 91% in 3 months.
Wow.
Right. She made almost $18,000. She
Right.
she put $20,000 in there. So, and the point is, like, she came in with like, I know you're a former hedge fund manager. I know that your processes work. Teach me.
Mhm.
And now rule number two, which she learned from the first 3 months of working with me, is trust her intuition. She has
Yes.
amazing intuition. So there were stocks that were passing the screen, and she's like, no, that doesn't feel right. No, that
Yeah.
doesn't feel right. Oh,
Yeah.
this one feels right.
Yeah.
Boom. Right.
And that's
three
energy
months.
signatures, learning
Right.
to measure the energy signature. Every single thing on this earth has an energy signature. And if you tune into your energy and you're looking at something, no, wrong frequency, wrong frequency. Ah, this is the one because the frequency is right. And you can't do that intellectually. That comes from heart, soul, and spirit.
Yes. And having faith, even when the physical reality is showing something different, right? So the stock didn't go like straight up, right?
Right.
it went down a little bit, up, down. And so
As
she
stocks do.
had, right. And she had absolute faith during the whole process that it was going to work. I had another client 2 or 3 years ago, similar, like he came to me with, I want to learn everything you know about stocks. Like he didn't come in with doubt, although his money mindset was way down here and scarcity and lack, but he had belief in stocks.
Mm,
And he was like, I want to learn everything you know. I taught him everything I knew over a couple of 2 or 3 year period. And he's financially free now.
mm.
But there was a stock that he found that went up 100%. He put a lot of money in, over $1 million in that one stock, and doubled. It
Wow.
doubled. But again, it didn't go like this. In fact,
Yeah.
I think it was down at the worst 25%. So he was down $250,000 or more. And he just said, intuition, it's going to work. I know it's
Yeah.
going to work.
Yeah.
And so he was patient and believed, and it worked eventually.
Patience.
So
That's a big one.
patience.
Right? Just because you're manifesting and it's like, you see this thing of meditating, hurry up meditation. I haven't got all day. When you're manifesting, when you're working on something, you have to wait for the synchronicity of the energies to come to be. And, do not face despair because there's a dip or things didn't work or that client didn't work, that didn't sign on, because you really want the clients that get you, that you're on the same frequency, right? The same vibe. You don't want people just for the sake of money and be the wrong client because that could cost you more emotionally, physically, and financially in the end. So you want to be manifesting those people, and sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. And just look at it all as seeding. What will harvest is the right harvest to pick.
Absolutely. There's one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich.
Hmm.
There's a really great story in there that Napoleon Hill tells about, in the 1800s, this, the whole gold rush, literal
Hmm.
gold rush. So people from the East were going out to, you know, Colorado and California to look for gold. And this one guy went out and was in Colorado and found a vein and struck some gold, and he relayed information to his family to, get more resources. We need more money in order
Pick
to
it up.
dig it up. And his nephew came and they started digging, and the vein dried up. And they dug 3 feet to the right, 3 feet to the left, 3 feet back, forward, nothing. They gave up. They sold all the materials to a junk guy who was a quite smart junk guy. And he took the materials to an engineer who figured out that just 3 feet beyond where they had dug forward was the rest of the vein. The junk man made many millions of dollars. The family found out, and the story goes that this guy became a life insurance salesman and never said no again. He would not accept no as an answer. If the person said no, he came back 3 months later. Hey, he had this attitude of not giving up because of the vein that he did give up on. And
Right.
so you don't know if you're 3 feet away from
Yeah.
the gold rush, right?
Exactly.
Literally, you don't know what's around the corner, and
Trust
put
your
the work
gut.
in. Yeah,
Trust your
yeah,
gut. If you feel it's there and it's not in front of you right now and you feel like you've dug everywhere, all right? Sometimes we need to remove ourselves from something completely and remove our minds, our heart, soul energy from it. And then, the clarity of, I didn't look over there. But if we're so busy in it, but where is it? Where is it? We don't see it. So we have to remove ourselves and allow that energy to come forth and direct us in the right direction and trust it. Trust it. Right? We don't pick up on the clarity of where it possibly could be if we are constantly worrying it or pushing it. We've got to allow it to, okay, you're now ready to dig a little deeper.
absolutely. I say that, trying different paths, testing breeds clarity,
Hmm. Yes.
right?
Be
Because if
adaptable and
you,
adoptable.
yeah, yeah. And then you get some clarity. You're like, okay, so in my business, when I started out 7 years ago, I started doing one-on-one coaching per hour. right? And I saw that people weren't staying on for long. So like, okay, so I tried that. Okay, so let me start doing programs. Let me start an online course. So testing different things and
Yes.
seeing what sticks, right? And then seeing what is working for the clients as well. And that bred a lot of clarity. Okay, membership is working. Look how much money people are manifesting. People are
Yeah.
becoming financially free. They're enjoying, they're coming to the calls and we do a Tuesday, the weekly calls on Tuesdays at 12:30 Eastern. I get off those calls at 1:30 and I'm just vibing,
Buzzing.
buzzing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
high,
Yeah.
right? And I think everyone in the community who gets on those calls who listens to the recordings are, because it's just it's an amazing, like we're lifting each other up. We're
Right.
playing, what if all goes right? We're doing
Yeah.
abundance meditation. We're doing the oath of manifestation, and questions are being asked and answered. That's putting people in a different place than they were. And so I don't want the calls to end.
You're
And
right.
I love my Tuesdays, by the way, because I'm like, maybe we
What
should
you
do
know,
this more often.
what you've created is an orchestra, right? Now you're the conductor. Right? You're the main instrument there, you're the conductor, and you need to actually understand a little of what every musician is playing, so to speak, in order to be able to conduct them. You're conducting the bigger picture, but you've allowed the other beautiful experts to come in and share their wisdom and partake in that, because what is an orchestra without other instrumentalists, right? And with the instrumentalists, each one of them confident in who they are and why they are, and they could be soloists, but they see the benefit of coming together in an orchestra and all playing harmoniously together, how transcending it is. So it's not about you, yourself, and I. It's about how do we grow by helping
Yeah,
each other. And really, quite honestly, we need to see more practice like this across the board in all industries. Because, yes, there's always going to be somebody, the head soloist or the conductor, the person who wrote the music, there's always going to be that person. But the players want to know they can come together, they're respected for their individual contribution, that they tap into the vibe and the frequency of the music. They love to play and see where it can go and how far it can reach, right? And that's really what we want in life, in our own lives. We want to create that orchestra that we can conduct for.
absolutely. What's really fun is like we started talking about the manifestations, right? And so each week, and what I teach is gratitude, right? We talked about rule number 5, be grateful for the small amounts
Yes.
because it's all energy, right? So somebody will come on and say, well, nothing much happened this week. Somebody paid for my Uber ride $25. I'm like, what? Celebrate! Oh my God, that's
Exactly.
awesome! Right? Yep, high
Exactly.
five.
Exactly. And that's the thing is stop putting whatever the dollar amount is and only celebrate when. The fact that somebody else has done something for you, it's not always about the money. It's the gift of time and expertise that somebody has shared with you. That if you translated it into currency, you have no idea how much it would be. Right? Because we're trained to only think, well, it's only a dollar amount. No, no, we've got to look at beyond that.
Absolutely, yeah. And so what I teach is that the manifestations don't have to be just money. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, it could be an Uber ride. It could be a course. Like I had a woman last week come in and say, so this guy gifted me his 12-week course. And I'm like, how much? Like, how much is that? That's huge. And it's not even, now we're trying to put a dollar amount on it because that's what I do.
Right.
And it's priceless in many ways. It's that
Exactly.
they're teaching you something that you can then use to help others, and you're helping others create their dreams, and then that's priceless. So there's this ripple effect that's going on by that gift, and so that's priceless. And so a lot of stuff that's going on in the membership, you could say it's like, oh, it's many more than the 2.2 million
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people
Because of
have
all the other.
created, yeah.
It's camaraderie, right? It's a safe place for people to be able to talk of the money, the struggles or the positivities and how to get back into positivity. And, you never know where the gift is coming from. I was gifted a chapter in 2 books this year. I didn't have to pay for it. I was invited to be so, but I kind of bartered. I did the interviews of the people that were, putting the book for. So, there was an exchange. There always needs to be an exchange of something. So
Yeah,
if you're receiving something, there needs to be an exchange back of something or pay it forward, because that's what life is about. Exchange or pay forward. And that's how we keep the flow going. Because as we want money to keep flowing in our lives, we want energy to keep flowing in our lives. And that, needs to be constantly in fluidity and not just stop with you. But we never know where things are going to come from. The one book has just gone to the Emmys, where it was handed out to all the Emmy, presenters there, right? And she's got a massive 5-year campaign on this book. So there's 262 women at Mission 262, and but I got to interview, I think it's 42 people that were in the book. So there was my exchange on that. Right? And
yeah,
that's what it's about, is that I'm I am sharing my expertise. You may not pay me money, but you will share your expertise. And both of us gathering this expertise will manifest in income.
right, absolutely. And one of the things I teach is affirmations in the membership. And I think a lot of my spiritual entrepreneur clients in the membership have difficulty with being receivers.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
right, right.
We
And
want to give,
so,
give, give, and not good receivers. No.
yeah. So one great affirmation that anybody who's watching can take away is, I am a generous giver and an excellent receiver.
Mm,
Now, what I also teach is, what's your belief level in each affirmation I give you? So what's your belief level from 1 to 10, where 10 is absolute faith? I know that to be true in my heart of hearts. And 1 is massive doubt that I am an excellent receiver. If you're not, I'd recommend softening it.
mm,
I'm on my way to becoming an excellent
yeah.
receiver. Soon I will be an excellent receiver. I am often an excellent receiver.
Hmm.
If you're not 7, 8, 9, or 10, like if you're a 2, like, oh, I'm terrible at receiving, then soften it
Yeah.
until you can
I'm training to
consciously,
be a
yeah,
receiver.
right, 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 exactly. And because I recommend not saying things that you don't believe, because this is what's happening. You're creating
A full
nothing. You're
stop.
creating a full stop
Yeah.
resistance, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you want to say things, because now, look, it can work. You can say it 1,000 times, over a year, 3 times a day, and probably in a year or two, you'll be like, oh yeah, I am, and you can fool your subconscious mind. I'd rather it happen quicker, and so say things that you believe in, soften it, and then maybe in a couple of weeks, say, oh wow, yeah, I'm getting to be a better receiver, and you're getting it strong, making it stronger and stronger. So maybe in 6 months or 3 months, you can say, oh, I am an excellent receiver.
Yeah. And one step at a time, you start receiving little things, and
Right.
and then they will grow, as you grow. And before we go, I want to cover the other two things that you offer in the membership. One of this, change your mindset and money, which we've talked about. Learn the 9 money rule millionaires use, which we've covered. Bring greater abundance into your life using manifestation techniques. Shift from limiting and empowering beliefs, making your money work for you. Learn your money personality type, which is huge. You really need that. And become financially free. And then your Money Miracles membership also includes access to our private Facebook group for as long as you are a member, proven process affirmations and techniques to generate money in less effort, videos, audio flyers, resources, review on your schedule, live Q&A weekly with Joe and a community like-minded people, bonus archive of resources and videos, 32 guest experts to support you, and the complete Infinite Possibilities course. So that, they're getting a lot for this in this membership, but it's also more than a membership, you're building a community.
Yes, and what I didn't mention, the private Facebook group, which is so fun to go in there. I don't go in multiple times a day. I might go once a day. I'll post, something uplifting for people. And then I see at the end of the day, like, oh, this person manifested money and they posted. And, what happened last week, somebody was, I forget where they were, and she took a picture of pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters that she found somewhere on the ground or
Mm-hmm.
something, and took a picture. And because she knows that celebration
Yes.
can help
Manifests.
others. Right. And so it's just so fun to see those kind of things. Somebody took a picture of a wad of bills she had found in the garage in a box.
Hmm.
Like it just like, and it's just like warms my heart because these are people who are doing the work,
They're
right?
living
They're
it.
taking action, they're
Mm.
living it, and then and they're taking pictures. So it's a really fun group, and the private Facebook group is just full of there is a group uh, that was started by Infinite Possibilities trainers called Raise Your Vibe. And I feel like my group is that way too. Like
Hmm.
we're raising your vibration.
Yeah.
You go in there once or twice a day and you're like, oh, look what happened. Look what somebody posted, or look what meme was in here, or look what
Yeah.
funny thing is. So
It's
that
encouragement,
it's
right?
encouragement. It's
Support and
inspiration.
encouragement. Yeah, exactly. And inspiration begets invitation. So absolutely. When you've got that kind of encouragement and, even somebody saying, I found 5 cents today. Yay! It is that encouragement because it means that you're on the right frequency. Just, let's turn the volume up. That's all, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, we didn't really talk about the Infinite Possibilities course, but I'm a certified Infinite Possibilities trainer to teach the core concepts from Mike Dooley's book, Infinite Possibilities, which is a New York Times bestseller. And I reached out to, there's 3,000 of us now. I reached out to 5 or 6 people I knew, and I said, hey, would you be willing to record with me or on your own a chapter? There's 7 chapters in the workbook. The whole workbook is in my membership,
Mm,
and people are getting that for free. And it's all about changing mindset in
yeah,
general. And it's just, I mean, I love teaching Infinite Possibilities. I infuse it into everything I do. So I thought, why not have members have access to the whole workbook,
yeah,
the whole course? It's a 10-hour uh, uh, course that is embedded in the membership. So it's another bonus that I've added. So you can do that at your own leisure again. And it's just so fun to go through that with others. Like you have your accountability part. Okay, I'm doing chapter 1,
yeah.
and so on.
But and the other thing is you're not posing, oh, get rich quickly by manifesting in different mindset. No, what you're doing is let's root. Let's build a foundation from which the possibilities can grow and don't limit what those possibilities can be, but first foundate. Foundate your vibration, foundate your why, foundate your principles, foundate all of that so that it will grow again ethically, sustainably, something that will provide more than just money for you. And that's takes time. And when you're a part of a community like that, you don't really want to be in a rush because whether you've succeeded beyond what your initial, goal was, you're so much part of a community that now you're at the stage where you could start giving back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rule number 6 is giving in the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use. So we talk about giving a lot too. It's probably I think the quickest way to financial freedom. And I taught my one-on-one coaching clients, if you're feeling scarce or lack or have that poverty consciousness, give. There's, even if it's like somebody on the street to $1, right? There's,
Yes.
again, tons of people less fortunate than you. And I'll do this myself. If I'm having a down day, I'm just like, okay, where can I give to today?
Yeah. Yeah, I promise you it lifts you up, most certainly. Everybody knows my motto that listens to these shows: listen, learn, and apply. Right. And you may go, maybe I'm not ready for the membership. I'm not sure if I am. Am I at that level ready to join in? And this is where they just need to reach out with you and have a conversation to see whether it's today or maybe down the road. What maybe they need to do in order to prepare for it. So how do they reach out to you? What's the best way? And do you give a little chat with people before the signing up?
Thank you for that, Sarah. So yes, I give 30 minutes free of prosperity coaching to the world once. Everyone gets 30 minutes once. They can reach out to me on my website, salomon.com. On the homepage, you can just scroll down a little bit and it says sign up for your free prosperity coaching call. One of the things I've instituted in 2024 for those people who are really struggling, who don't have the money for the membership right now, I'm giving them a technique to manifest the investment in the program.
Mm,
They just
nice.
have to commit to once they've manifested at least the initial investment, that they will sign up. And we've had some really great success with that, because it's, taking that baby step and saying, okay, I'm going to, and again, with childlike curiosity, let's just play
Yeah.
and see. Joel's saying it's work. Let's just see. Let's play the game.
If you don't try, you don't know, right? I mean, you've got to get in there and participate, because that's how it happens. It doesn't happen by going, well, I'd like to, but I'm not doing anything. Again, listen, learn, apply, right? What can I do to make it happen? I want to spell the name for people: SALAURMOR.com. And you're on Salomon.com to maximize your money. You're on Getting Comfortable Investment Stocks. You're under Joe Prosperity Salomon on Instagram, Joe Salomon, SALOMON, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and also in YouTube. So people can reach out to you in very many ways. And also, as I said, come to selfdiscoverywisdom.com and put in his name, and you'll see all 3 shows that he's done with me, and come and see them and listen to them for yourself, because you'll realize how much you're getting here. But this is the difference. I've interviewed an awful lot of financial people, and a lot of them are on finances, 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 and what they don't do is take in the human soul, the human heart. And if you are not incorporating the enrichment and the abundance of the human heart and spirit and soul, you will always be poor, no matter how much money you have. So people may push, I can make you a lot of money, but are they coming from the heart and soul? And are they invested in your heart and soul?
My mission is to help at least 100,000 people become financially free. And I'd love everyone watching and listening to be one of those.
Exactly. And a lot of its first starts, right? Mindset.
Yeah.
Change the mindset and things will start following. So thank you so much again, Joel, for being here with us and sharing. I mean, this program sounds fabulous. And the fact that, you haven't made it all about ego and Joel, and that you've made it an orchestra where, there's so many avenues that people can receive from, which is wonderful. And, not everybody has the one size fits all. People, I'm getting from here right now, this is what's feeding me, and then I'll be ready for that. And so there isn't a linear plan necessarily. It's whatever turns you on, so to speak, go with.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for having me. Real extreme pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Good to have you back. So everybody remember, your relationship with money is very, very important. Money is absolutely necessary, but look to really, why do you want it? What do you want to achieve with it? And then look at being part of a community that is not only giving you the skills and tools, not only to make the money or invest the money, but also to share the possibilities of what that money can do, but the camaraderie while doing it. That's so very important. So until next time, folks, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tab at the top there, and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration, it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.